Welcome to Detox The A.A.Meeting. You got me, your host, at ADV Coach. You got my partner in crime. He's playing AV's role today.
What's up, good people? I'm still here, though, man. Shout out to the boy.
3031
INC on IG. Make sure y'all follow them tags.
Just because it's a different look don't mean it ain't, the same.
It's still a detox, bro.
Same season.
Still a detox, man. I just wanted to get in the driver's seat.
You get it how you live, little old
With that being said, we got no IGAZ on the couch with us today. He's gonna be driving.
IG coming soon.
Make sure y'all follow that tag.
No IGIZ.
I don't even know. That's how new it is. I don't even know what it is.
He has nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it. Jump in his DM. Jump in it. Don't jump in mine. And of course,
Stay on, bro, DM. Tawana.
I'm not, again, it'll be here.
Come on, bro.
Give it
one shot. Give it one shot. TIWAINA 2.0.
Quick letter, I.
I hurt my feelings.
Again,
Make sure y'all follow that tag if you're not already.
Tag. And we got some empty seats in the house today, but we got a personality with us that could actually fill these seats with all her different roles.
Ooh, good point, bro.
Like a Swiss Army knife, if you will.
Good point, bro.
You got
A
the least
Swiss Army knife.
at the least sitting with us. Singer. She's a songwriter.
Singer, songwriter,
Filling these seats up. She's a
rapper,
Stylist.
She's a stylist too. Oh, geez.
I'm
Very well.
She was a Panther too. Don't be shouting
Oh
out.
yeah! Shout out to my HBCU. I love my HBCU.
Mm-hmm.
CAU, Clark Atlanta University.
shout out to Clark Atlanta.
She's a model. And she delves off in a few other things. She might jump into it while we're talking.
Little acting.
I do actually.
I can tell from some of the videos.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Dope.
Yes.
Shout out to St. Louis.
Yeah, shout out to STL, my
You from
hometown. I'm from
St.
St.
Louis?
Louis. Yeah, I'm from the Louvre.
Oh, that's what's up. Our silent partner,
One of our founders, yeah.
one of the founders of this TikTok thing. That's where he's from.
Oh,
He lives there. He's there now, so that's why.
We're trying to get him up out the trenches of St. Louis, to be honest with you, though.
no, what'd you say?
We're trying to get him out the trenches of St. Louis.
Give him some inspiration. Yeah,
Yes.
please keep giving him that positive vibes, for real.
Yeah.
Shout out to my hometown, Northside STL, but yeah, we need positivity, we need uplifting. Yeah, keep giving that.
Indeed.
That's what's up. So we're gonna start our first part of our show. AZ, we're gonna let AZ take the lead on this, and gonna kind of get into Lisa's business a little bit, or some of her business. I don't know if we got the time to get in everything, because she got a lot going on. So
Indeed.
So my first question, because it makes a lot of sense when you start from the beginning. So tell me, like the early, like, okay, I'm figuring it out. I want to do this. I got to have this. Like, I know both your parents were educators. So what's something what's a moment where you're like, I want to be an entertainer. This is the path that I want to take my life on.
So I always wanted to sing. Like, I always just had ever since I can remember, I always had like a thing for like just entertainment. Like, ever since I was just really, really young. Even sometimes I would just be in the bathroom just singing just Whitney Houston, or just, I'd be like, Mom, I sound like Whitney. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like little stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I know I told my mom, I think we were at like a career, what do you call it?
career day.
Not career day, but like
fair, talent show or
like a
something?
fair type thing.
Okay.
And I told her like, hey Mom, I want to be an entertainer. Like, I want to be a singer. You know, I want to entertain. And she's a teacher. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, well that's cool, but maybe you should look into this. Like, try this out. And so I don't know. Like, I always knew I wanted to go to college, and I always wanted to get a college education and stuff. And shout out to Clark Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I did do that, but it was always like this thing inside of me, like, man, I really want to explore, my creative side. Cause I've always been creative. Like, I wrote like my first song. I remember I wrote that like in middle school, like when I was in like 6th grade. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just something that I always wanted to pursue. And when I got to college and kind of like started learning myself and just meeting more people, even being in Atlanta too, just more like around the music scene and just meeting more people that were a part of that world, it kind of helped me to explore, that side of myself, my creative side, music. So that was like my early beginning.
Can I call you dirty, or is that, do people still say dirty?
Oh, you talking about I'm saying?
That's what they say.
Dirty.
Mo.
Oh my God.
Or Mo, dirty.
So like,
that's what they call.
Yeah.
You remember Nelly with the
Dirty.
dirty.
Oh,
Yeah.
exactly.
He's so far removed, we didn't remember.
Now you could say that's like Nelly thing, but you could say shout out to Nelly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So we kind of have the early moldings, like you said. You had the talent show that you took part of. Obviously, I'm sure you still had to focus on your books and stuff like that. So, was there ever like a moment growing up where you felt like, okay, this might not work, or were you kind of like full steam ahead, like I'm not even thinking of no plan B or nothing like that?
I never looked at it like, man, this is never gonna happen. I kind of understood that it would be something like difficult, like to achieve, I guess. But
Okay.
I don't know. I've never been a quitter. Like, yeah, I've never been a quitter. Like this music shit, like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Said a lot.
This is a safe place. Whatever you want to say.
You can say here.
No, but this music shit, like, I ain't gonna lie, it's hard. Like, people don't know how much goes into it. Just even this entertainment, like, shit gets hard. You can make it look glamorous, whatever, but people don't know what you go through just to get this perfect picture or this video or anything. So they don't know anything. So as long as you have like that drive and you just have that determination like within you, you can achieve whatever you want to do. But I think my moment, I guess a specific moment for me, like, was when I first wrote the song Life. It was like a Black Lives Matter song, and people, we heard about Trayvon Martin and cases just like his, black men and women getting gunned down by policemen, and it really hit home for me, like when Michael Brown was shot by police like 5 minutes away from where I grew up, 5 minutes away, and like the whole city came together, like on West Florissant, the whole block of West Florissant, like people just driving down, waving, honking their horns, holding up posters, like just support. It was like great to see the whole city come together.
Mm-hmm.
And that moment, like when Michael Brown was killed, like I said, it really hit home, and that's what inspired me to write Life. So that was something, like, even though that's like my first song ever, my first video, it's still something that is very relevant now, and it's still something that even affects people like in today's world. Like when I perform that song, it's still something that's very dear to people's hearts. That kind of inspires me too to keep going, because I want to change the world through music.
That's what's up. I have a question, and I heard a statement the other day. I was watching, and I thought it was a great statement. That sometimes a dream, as much or as great as the goal it may be, the dream can also be a distraction. Have you ever felt that way? Like it may have been preventing you from maybe achieving some other things that you wanted to do?
I think that all the things I was doing were kind of a distraction from the dream. Because I think I've done things that weren't really like it's clear that's not my path. You know what I'm saying? Like it's clear that that's not even my personality. That's not even something that I should be. I mean, I'll try anything. You know what I'm saying? I'll try my hand at anything, but it's clear like I can't just sit at a desk from 9 to 5 every day. You know what I'm saying? That's just not
your
me.
makeup, right?
Yeah, I mean that's something like I commend people that do
does
that.
makeup too.
Yeah,
she has to do that.
At Free Release Makeup. Yeah,
She got a card for you too.
Yeah.
I told you we'll slip it in there.
Oh, slide it in there somewhere. But yeah, Oh yeah. So I commend people who do, work 9 to 5 jobs or whatever, but I don't know, I've done it before, and I find for me, like, I'm just always constantly thinking about, like, man, okay, what's going on tonight? Like, what's my performance? Like, my mind is just somewhere else instead of, like, sending off this email that I should be doing,
Right.
That's what I should be doing, but My mind was just always somewhere else. So I actually worked, after I graduated from Park Atlanta, I actually worked at, it was like a health insurance firm. And I worked there for maybe like 6 months. And it was cool. Like, you know, I did it. I tried it. It was kind of like a family business too. And they were just welcoming me in. But I just found it just wasn't for me. I actually got fired too one day for being late. Yeah, I got fired for being late one day. And the very same day, well, I had already released my life track, my music video. So I was promoting that, you know, like every chance I got every night when I was leaving the job. But the very same day I got fired from that job, I started doing makeup, like professional. So that kind of just opened up more doors for me. Creative.
So you got a question?
You skipping somebody?
Sorry.
Oh, I'm just listening.
Hey, Charlie, what's going on?
You gonna join us?
I think that's amazing. So, I mean, and everybody isn't meant to do a 9-to-5 type of job. And it's good that you were able to, like, okay, this isn't my lane, this isn't what I'm supposed to be doing, and actually pursue what you really feel passionate about. So, since your mom is an educator, and I know
my parents, I got them like generations.
And they take it seriously. My mom was a teacher. My aunt is, or she's a retired teacher now, and then another aunt back home. And it's like a super big thing to them. Anytime someone becomes an educator, is in education, or just, I don't care anything about it. That is the furthest from me. But that they put it on a pedestal. So how do they feel now that that's what you're pursuing? Do they see that this is something that could be fruitful, something that's going to pan out, something that's going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that was their issue before. Like, they didn't really see, like, how it could be something lucrative, or like how it could change, you know, people's lives. Or they didn't see that before. And just off of life, they was like, my dad, he was like, oh my gosh, like, this isn't a PowerPoint. This is a real music video. Like, yeah, like, he was like dead serious about it. Like, he brags about me to all his friends. Like, my mom shows some of my videos at work, like every chance she gets.
So they proud of you.
Yeah, so they kind of like incorporate it into, I guess they incorporate my music into like their unit, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of cool. And then like their students, we saw the video, like, we love it.
I love it.
So yeah, I just think that they didn't see how it could be something.
But I'm glad you changed your mind, because again, when you got people, and so my mom and dad, both of them are pastors. So with certain things, it's like, at first, this is tunnel vision. This is all we see. And this is the way I feel that everything should be. But when you open their eyes to something outside of what they're used to or what they expect out of you, I'm glad to see them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're so supportive now. Like, even not only just my music, but even like my makeup. Like, when because I've actually within the last few months, I've actually expanded my makeup business. And my mom, she comes here like once a month, and she's always like, she checks on me and checks on my sweet face, and she says like, okay, what do you need? You need this, you need this, you know. So she's always just asking me, like, you know, something like if I need something to, you know, help me just expand and just grow more. Yeah. So, and then she even was like, do I need to move to Atlanta to manage?
Yes, mama, you do.
I need to manage you. Like, I will move. I'm like, mom, you're here enough. Like, you might as well.
Manager.
My mom actually, she's really into entertainment too. Like, when she when she teaches at school, she does like choreography, and she puts on these really big productions and stuff, like, for her class.
She's really creative.
Yeah.
Have you seen Rain Clark Academy? Like, yes. She would be great for something like that.
Yeah, she would be. Like, when I was little, my mom, she's probably made like, I'd say about 3 or 4 schools that I know of, like elementary schools in St. Louis. And it's so great to see what she does with these kids, because a lot of them come from homes that, like, single parent homes, or you know, they need help. So it's great to see like what she does with them. Like, she put on a whole Michael Jackson production. Like, they was making their gloves and they cover buns. Come on, you did.
That's what's up.
Yeah, she did a whole Lion King like production too. It was dope, like really, really dope.
Kids need that type of stuff.
Yeah, and it wasn't no just amateur nothing. I'm like, they knew the choreography. I'm like, dang, okay, yeah, it's lit.
Very good questions though, Toya. My question for you, like, kind of again, had a chance to take a look at some of your videos. I want to know where your confidence and your execution come from. It seems like you putting this on your back. Say it again, bro.
Comfortable in her skin.
Very comfortable in your skin. It seems like you're not somebody that's just about talking. Like, you're not somebody that has songs sitting away in a composition folder somewhere where you're not actually executing and putting the work behind it. So where does that come from? Like, where?
I think it's just me wanting to, like, really make it happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to reach a point where it's like, I don't know, like, I just want to reach a mass of people.
Okay.
To where I just change, you know, even like their perspective on something, or just make them feel, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, every day I just strive to just, even if I just reach one person, even if it's a child, like, I just want to change or make someone else happy, like, you know what I'm saying? So, that's just kind of like, I guess, where I get it. But I'm not gonna lie, I do have some songs. It's just in the folder. I know.
Okay.
It happens.
Yeah.
Nas gave us what? What was the Lost Tapes
1 and 2, right?
1 and 2. Yeah. So something you could probably do with those at a later point in time.
Yeah. See, this is the thing for me. So back in 2020, you guys know coronavirus hit, of course. And
the coronavirus.
Leave her out of it. She gave us hell for 2 years.
Yeah. So coronavirus the woman?
I mean, him or her, whatever.
Go ahead.
But
she's gender neutral. That's
yeah. But yeah, back in 2020, I actually had just moved to Los Angeles from Atlanta, and I moved to California because I really wanted to, like, pursue my music. I thought it would be a different world for my music. Like, I just thought it would be something different for music. So I went out there. I traveled there back and forth very often. Every few months I was in California. But when I moved there, and I moved like right at the peak of Corona, like a month before. Yeah, I moved like a month before it hit. So I was out there for maybe like 9 months, and I did some collaborations. I did some music while I was out there, but I just found that, like, Atlanta,
This is the hub.
Yeah, like, it's to be right now. It's the place to be.
I would assume if maybe you were going for the acting piece,
yeah,
that's the place. But yeah,
the acting piece is almost here as well. Like, what you can do there, you really can do here.
But the ambition to even give that a try, you know how many people talk about moving to Cali?
Yeah.
And don't do it because of how expensive it is, and don't know anybody, I don't have family out there. That's huge ambition, man. So hats off to you.
Moving anywhere where you don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know. People underestimate that. It's like, you got a lot of people, especially from, St. Louis. I'm pretty sure there's people like, why would you go somewhere and you don't have friends, you don't have family? I have people from back home who are like, I couldn't do it, girl. My mama and my auntie and sometimes you gotta just do what you gotta do for yourself.
You just gotta do it.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that I did it, even though my experience wasn't what I expected, I guess. I wouldn't change it, because now I have knowledge that I didn't have before. You know what I'm saying?
And it's a part of your story. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. It's a part of your story. Something is gonna come from it. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll have that piece to tell.
Yeah.
As far as your adventure. That's dope.
Yeah. And I would say this, we're dealing with an extreme professional individual. Like, the least brought, y'all might have seen King walk by. That was King.
Yeah. Shout out to King.
Brought on cameraman.
Oh yeah.
Even though she's on camera.
Who is his own artist. Y'all look out for y'all.
King will come back and sit down with us.
We'll be bringing that back. We'll be running that back too.
At King Wires. That's my
King.
What's that tag?
At King Wires. Is what? WYREZ? King Wires.
Y'all make sure y'all follow that tag. Look forward to seeing them on Detox on a future show.
Mm-hmm. I got a question. So, obviously with music, a lot of people actually use it for pretty much their livelihood, how they make money, right? And I know you're blessed and talented to have different avenues to bring in money, but do you ever like with your songs? Do you ever feel like, okay, I'm gonna put a song that's gonna do well on radio, or do you have kind of the concept where I want to put out music that it comes to me, it's authentic, I put it out? Because a lot of times you'll have people, and we talked about this in a couple of shows.
We did.
Where it's kind of like they might live a certain image just to kind of make sure this is going to sell. This is what the people are eating up. Do you feel like that, or are you just like an artist that says, if it comes to me, it comes to me. If not, I'm not going to fool with it.
That's the impression I get from her already.
Yeah. I'm just asking.
She works off of what feels good for her. Yeah. But go ahead.
So I'm very aware of like what's going on. I feel like I know like the current state of music and like what's really popping right now, and like hip hop is really like a really popping genre right now. Even like TikTok, pops and stuff like that. That's like something that's really popular right now for music. But for me, I don't know. I just kind of make music that speaks to me at the moment. Like if I'm just going through something, or if I just feel like speaking on a topic, or it just feels right to make this song. Like I don't know. That's what I go to the studio and lay down. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like right now. I feel like I do need to release some music. You know what I'm saying? I always feel like okay, I need to release something. But like I don't know. You just have to wait for the right time, like when it speaks to you. Like I've been doing this for a long time, I'm not gonna lie, and it's kind of like I still haven't reached exactly where I want to be, but I feel like I'm meeting people every single day. You know what I'm saying? I'm meeting people every single day and having lasting impressions on these people. Like we're building connections with each other. You know what I'm saying? And I really feel that even in the music, like music is really. I was just thinking about this earlier today. Music is really big on relationships and people like that you know them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man.
Like you have
the professional side of it.
Yeah. Like the business, like music business.
Hell yeah.
The relationships are super important.
That's, to be honest, that's almost in any aspect of life.
Yeah.
Realistic.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what industry you in.
Yeah.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
What's the nepotism? What was that? Like the nepotism. That's
the only reason I know that word. Hear me out.
That's like favoritism,
like bro, and I know you're a college graduate, and we're not.
That's a sexual thing.
It is not a sexual way.
And see what we're doing original detox right now. This is how we go.
Original detox.
But I only know this because my dad used to bring it up all the time. And it
wasn't sexual.
It wasn't. Now for him, that's a lie. Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't.
I got something.
Go ahead.
My bad.
We build off this back there.
And we make credit. Lazy is usually behind the camera getting us together.
So I know the word because my dad, in his field of work, he was almost like the only black person in a supervisory position. And he used to always say like he couldn't get ahead because of nepotism within the company.
Right.
And it was hard for any black person to get ahead because of that.
Right.
He's called a good old boy network. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I know that word.
I'm familiar with that.
Okay. But I think it does work better as a sexual term. But anyway, we'll go for that.
No, what I was
private.
You can't get fired, so it's all good. So you actually had a video, so obviously go check out the YouTube, Delise. But you had a video where you kind of did something I thought was creative. You kind of gave yourself like a questionnaire, if you will. You kind of just rattled off, some, I guess something for the fans to kind of get to know you a little bit more. So I wanted to give you a quick little 5-question scenario.
Let's hear it.
Either this or either that.
Come on, we can't prepare. Let's hear this.
It's a lot though, nigga. But I want to hear.
So you're an artist. You are a rapper and you're a singer.
Right.
So would you choose a freestyle over a written song?
Great question.
Yeah, I probably would. I would probably choose. I feel like everybody would want me to say a freestyle, but personally, I think something written because I think I can, channel something like about myself. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you freestyle?
I could. Not today.
No, I'm I wouldn't take anything away from an artist if that's just not their thing. They couldn't freestyle, but if they could sit down and put pen to paper and put thought to it, I'm cool with that.
There's something exceptional about a freestyle, but there's more art, I think, in a written. You know, you're giving it more. You're giving it more thought.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
So I can sit there and say, I can critique that and say, okay, you thought about it,
right?
As opposed to a freestyle where you were trying to put words together that rhyme. So I don't have anything wrong with either one.
I think once you say you can freestyle, people be like, they expect you to freestyle every time they see you. Like, I don't feel like that today. You know?
I got you. So the second question was writer or performer. So is it something where like I'm really more like in love with the writing process or performing the art for the audience?
I like these questions, AZ.
Yeah,
give me a second. Just give me a second while you think about that, AZ. I like this. I like these.
I
can do it.
He's learning the A,
bro.
I don't know which A it is.
It's yours.
It ain't mine. I was thinking it was yours.
It's a triple A meeting.
Yeah. But that's really a tricky question because I kind of love both processes. Like, I love to write. Like, I love to write about kind of like poetry, or I just like to write about if I'm feeling like a baddie one day. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just want to be cocky and like write about it. Like, so I love that whole aspect of it. But performing, I love that too because then you can kind of get like reactions or you know what I'm saying, like just other ears, eyes. I don't know. It's kind of hard to do.
Okay, I'll let you slide.
Okay.
But here's the curveball: Mom soul food or sweetie pie?
Okay, you would.
Ooh, the same one.
You would. That's not even a question. I'm picking Mama's soul food.
Let me know. Inquiring minds want to know.
What's Mom's favorite? What's your favorite dish from your mom?
I like her fried chicken, but my grandmother, I really learned how to cook with my grandma.
So you burn? You saying you burn?
I mean, I get down in the kitchen.
That's what's up. We learning more and more.
Just add it to the resume. Just add
it to the resume. So what did you learn from grandma?
I learned everything, like seasoning, how to use herbs, like different herbs, even like with drinks. Cause she had her own garden. My grandmother, she lived in the hood, honestly, but she lived in Wilson, St. Louis. And she had a garden in the back of her, like in her backyard.
Garden or not a dispensary?
No, literally, she had a garden. Literally a garden, like a food garden.
So we do this in detox. We need to know.
Garden or dispensary. My grandmother
gonna have grandma rated.
No, my parents like my family look. I ain't gonna say they look down on that, but they just don't do that. They don't smoke or nothing. But yeah, my grandmother, she had a garden in the back of her, like in her backyard, and she grew like collard greens, tomatoes, cucumbers, herbs, like different herbs, basil, peppers, like all types of mint, like all types of stuff. So I just learned, like, even, and I wasn't like an average kid either. I didn't watch like Nickelodeon and stuff.
Oh no.
Yeah, I used to watch like Food Network, so I kind of know like food terminology and.
That's what's up.
Okay. An intimate setting or a stadium when you are performing? So would you do like the artsy, jazz club?
That looks like something else.
Exactly. Burn the incense on both sides.
Oh, that looks
or would you like want to do
educating us right now?
Okay.
Or
he about to be cheap.
You got this, man.
Or you want to do a Phillips Arena, Staples Center, Crypto Arena? Like what's near and dear to you?
I really do like an intimate setting. I mean, of course, like going to stadiums, that would be amazing too, like doing like a large concert. But I like the intimate setting because it's closer. Like I just feel like good.
I think the intimate setting actually would be. I feel like every artist probably would enjoy that more, even though the fruits of your labor would come from the bigger setting.
Right.
But the enjoyment would probably come more from the intimate setting because
Like the
You
tiny
know
desk
that those
type
are
of
the
situation.
Exactly.
I want to
really
do
big.
that so bad.
Yeah,
Tiny desk
NPR.
seems so fun.
Oh,
we can
no,
set a
there
desk
you
up in here.
I can't.
Can
I mean, we have mics already, right?
I
Detox
bring the
desk?
band.
You play violin?
The
I do.
detox.
I
We'll
play
call
violin.
Not the same. Maybe we can do a nightstand.
Oh my God.
No, coffee
I like
table.
it.
The coffee table?
We can do the
I
coffee
like
table.
it.
Coffee table confessions.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you, what we are creative.
Coffee table confessions.
There
We gotta
go.
put it
We gotta
together.
put it together.
Don't steal that. Don't bite
from
that.
the detox.
We
Yeah,
might have to
guys.
Yeah,
actually.
that could be our
That might,
Yeah.
y'all might
Time
not
the
even
video
I'm calling the lawyer right now. It's already
Copyright.
Yeah, it's already
Let me get out.
Yeah.
Coffee table confessions.
Exactly.
All right. And
like
your last question.
My last question was the journey or the destination?
Ooh.
Give this man an A.
I know, right?
You ain't get mine.
No pressure. No pressure.
Go ahead.
No, definitely the journey.
Right.
Before I was really in it, I was like, okay, I want to be this, I want to do this. You know, I was more focused on the destination, but everything's really a journey. It's just all a journey. You know what I'm saying? It's all a journey. And I wouldn't trade anything. Like, it's been ups and downs and hard and rough times and good times, but I wouldn't trade anything. Like, I wouldn't trade anything.
We're gonna ask the people to tap in on this one because I feel like that's gonna be a snippet
That's a great
that
question.
might be released here.
Yeah.
The journey of the
We get it
destination.
where it doesn't sound like AZ asked that question.
Wait a minute.
Can we do a voiceover? Is that
You want me to edit it to where your voice is saying it? Are we on a
journey or the
campaign right now?
I gave you the sound bite. I just given you the sound bite.
God
Flip it
damn.
around. Slap it in place. Like Will Smith. Anywho. Alright, so great answer though. Great answer.
Definitely.
And
great line of questioning as well.
Great line of
Yes.
question from AZ. Real talk.
everybody?